Hello and welcome one and all. This is Old School Gamer 1971 here. Millie, Lloyd, everyone. Hope you're all having a good day. If you would, please like and comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Support the channel and help it grow. Today's thoughts is on Control. I've been playing this game for around 3 hours and this is what I think. Control, developed by Remedy Entertainment. It's an adventure game that came to the PlayStation 4 in 2019. Control is a bit of a sci-fi action adventure based around the fictional FBC, the Federal Bureau of Control, kind of a secret US government agency whose sole purpose is the containment and studying the phenomena which bends the laws of reality, sometimes even violating them. You play as Jess Faden, who happens upon the oldest house, the FBC's headquarters, with the help of Polaris, a psychic being that appears to be in Jess's mind. This all seems to be the work of Remedy, and if so, well done. Remedy Entertainment is a Finnish video game developer based in Espoo as of 2018. Founded in 1995, their first game being made in a team member's basement, Death Rally. Their most noteworthy work so far has been the first Max Payne entries and then Alan Wake and Quantum Break for the Xbox. This is their first game for the PlayStation 4. Remedy Entertainment has always made single player action games, normally with a strong protagonist. They also develop their own game engines for their games. They became a public company in 2017.
There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind.
Jesse, our protagonist, arrives at the oldest house with the help of Polaris, a seemingly sentient being that exists within Jesse's mind. The entrance of the building is normally hidden from prying eyes. You have to have it in your mind and be looking for it. Jesse meets the janitor and he tells her there is a position open and to go upstairs to the interview. He sends her to the lift. Once she arrives on the floor, it seems devoid of people. She finds the office and discovers the body of the previous director, Zachariah Trench, who has apparently committed suicide. Jesse takes up the former director's firearm. You learn later it's an object of power. She is then transported to the astral plane. Upon completion of a ritual, she becomes the new director appointed by the board. Finding out the oldest house has been invaded by the Hiss, which has possessed nearly all the Bureau agents, corrupting the building, changing the rooms, shifting them. She must cleanse the building and destroy the Hiss. However, Jessie has her own agenda, and it all started in her childhood when her own brother Dylan was abducted by the FBC, and now she wants answers. Along the way she will meet other agents who are wearing a protective harness, HRAs, Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. It stops people from being possessed. Jessie doesn't need one. Is this the work of Polaris? So is this Control, a telekinetic sci-fi romp, or is it Control, a telephonic disco dance-off? Graphically, this is a damn good looking game. Right from the get-go, as you enter the FBC, the Federal Bureau of Control, it all looks fantastic, and once the game steps up a gear, somehow looks so much better. Whether it's the first time or the 10th time of watching a room shapeshift around you, just looks jaw-dropping. Yes, it may have been done in movie, but it looks so much better in a game. The graphical style throughout is also damn fine. It feels almost oppressingly dark, like the darkness is closing in on you in some scenes. Stylings in the office really do look like a sinister looking secret government building. The characters are also worthy of a mention, and I don't just mean Jesse, but everyone in the game. The enemies do not quite have the same polish, and yet still have that imaginatively creepy look about them. After all, they're supposed to be possessed. The building shapeshifting does allow for one memorable map. This is Remedy's first game on the PlayStation 4, and man does it look good.
Director Faden.
Call me Jessie.
Okay, Jessie. I'm Emily. Look, somehow this hostile force, this
Hiss?
that works. Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The Hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread.
So let's start off with the Hiss. Jessie's name for the sound beings that's messing with everyone's head. Add the darkness, that brings the oppression home, especially when you've got headphones on. It is surprising how much the Hiss affects you as a player. It's only when you click on a sound device and the music drowns it out. Do you realise? It is a constant sound, and well done Remedy for trying something new and interesting. The voiceover is top notch. Considering its subject matter, the cast sounded both interested and showed really good characterisation. The ambient sound is also quite memorable. The guns sound meaty, and the first time you play and you hear a shotgun, you back away to fight another day, so it minimises the damage. After 3 hours, it's the missiles that is the latest threat to me. Not that I can take a shotgun blast at point blank range. Oh, and they've made the missiles sound even meatier. The sound for this game is damn fine, and the sound fits snugly with the graphics, and they complement one another really well. And whilst we may have seen some of this before, it is of a high standard. This game does borrow from other sources, even some as yet unreleased games such as Death Stranding. I think I saw similar stuff there, however it does a good job incorporating those things into this game. Floating Bodies bit reminded me of an earlier Death Stranding trailer. You use telekinetic powers and shapeshifting gun to battle the possessed enemies. This works fantastic, using cover, ducking and strafing, all works really well. There is some odd bits of stealth play, and definitely avoiding the tougher enemies might be better, or maybe a back attack, but it isn't necessarily overused. The controls are mapped well and feel intuitive during play. This is good as you were mixing it up with enemies. My 3+ hours was fun as hell to play, and with perseverance it feels so rewarding. In no small part that is thanks to the gameplay. That is easy to get into, but has a difficulty to it further down the line. I did die a few times, but I just wanted to see what was next. If you're interested in games with more of a storyline, this one definitely is for you. It also has another plot running in the background about Dylan, Jess's brother who was abducted by the same organisation she is now the director of. This is cool as not every game has this. Its subject matter does remind me of the X-Files, stylistically Twin Peaks. Death Stranding looked to have been doing some stuff earlier, and a little bit of Inception, Doctor Strange. Stylistically and story-wise it borrows from these commodities, but it doesn't exactly do a carbon copy of them. It's not letter for letter nor frame for frame, not so much plagiarism, more honouring. The story really did draw me in. So much about this game is interesting, even the collectibles interest me. This all comes together to make this a more than interesting game. I was looking forward to every cutscene, every nugget of information. I cannot remember the last time I felt like this about a game. But you know what? It should be every goddamn game. This is a new IP and I would say a risky subject matter. For me, an interesting subject matter and a definite game for next year. I went into this hoping that Remedy would deliver, and boy did they ever deliver. I know that for some the game will be a little too weird and the subject matter a little bit too much. For me it was right up my alley, and certainly 3 hours in wasn't nearly enough. The graphics and sound look and sound great, the gameplay is cool, and more importantly, fun as hell to play. Jess is a pretty good protagonist and you feel for her backstory, the search for her brother, which is what brought her to this party in the first place. As a new IP, this does enough for me to at least deserve a sequel. If this sounds interesting, get this game. Remedy do a good job and I do look forward to seeing what is to come from Remedy. This was a fantastic experience and I can't wait to get back to it sometime next year. Thanks to Cafe for lending me this game and making this review possible. So Control, a telekinetic romp? It most definitely is. If you are hearing this, you've made it all the way to the end of the video. Thank you very much. Give it a thumbs up and comment if you enjoyed the video. Please share as it helps the channel grow and improve. Enjoy your day. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.